salient, very important, and probably not politically correct, but I don't care. I don't care. You know, we had a situation in California very recently where somebody was making bombs in an apartment. The mother saw him. The mother didn't notice anything wrong. I watched the sister being interviewed. Believe me, in my opinion, she was lying like crazy. I watched that interview. Oh, my brother was such a wonderful guy. I didn't know. And I watched the next door neighbor saying, oh, well, we didn't report them because we didn't want to racially profile or we didn't want to profile. Give me a break. Give me a break. We're like the stupid country. It's so many different ways. Can you imagine what our great leaders of the past would have said with the kind of crap that's happening with us? They didn't want to report them because they thought it was profiling. Oh, okay, they saw bombs. They saw, you know, the pipe bombs. This wasn't to build a bathroom. When a bomb is this long, got to put too many of them together for a bathroom, right? And we thought they may be, but we didn't want to racially oh, okay, you're okay, you're innocent. Or how about where the families and the girlfriends and the wives and everything, they go back with World Trade Center. The worst than Pearl Harbor. Because with the World Trade Center, they were killing innocent civilians. At least while it was a dirty, rotten, sneak attack. At least they were attacked. Wow, that was a hell of a... Thank goodness he's on my side. But while it was an attack, at least it was military. But this was an attack on the World Trade Center. So what's happened is we're out of control. We have no idea who's coming into our country. We have no idea if they love us or if they hate us. We have no idea if they want to bomb us. We have no idea what's going on. And then I looked at poll numbers, and I don't mean polls where I'm winning. Those numbers I like looking at. These numbers I hated to look at. And it's very, very sad. I'll go after some of the numbers. 25% of those polls, and this was from the Center for Security Policy, very highly respected group of people who I know, actually. This is people living in this country. 25% of those polls agreed violence against Americans is justified. As Muslims, 25%. 51%, these are Muslims living in this country. By the way, I have friends that are Muslims, they're great people. But they know we have a problem. They know we have a real problem. Because something's going on. And we can't put up with it, folks. We can't put up with it. 51%, highly respected number of polling groups, want to be governed according to Sharia. You know what Sharia is. So, I wrote this out. The mainstream media wants to surrender the Constitution. The mainstream media. These people back here, they're the worst. They are so dishonest. No, they're so dishonest. They are so dishonest. I mean, I had one from NBC, a reporter from NBC, and actually another one, I think, from CBS. They actually, in Columbus, Ohio, I had a tremendous crowd, like 10,000 people. It was a love fest. It went on for a long time. Everybody stayed right till the end, right till the end. I had one of the politicians, Kasich, who was just getting, he's a horrible debater. To me, he's a horrible, he made a statement that, oh, they left after 10 minutes. Now, the press was there, they saw it. Nobody says it was a lie. It was a total lie. In fact, I had more people at the end than I had at the beginning. Nobody's leaving. Nobody's leaving here except for the one person that was screaming. So we asked the press to report that it was a total lie, and they don't want to do that because it's not the thing to do. You know, we get the biggest crowds. They don't want to show this crowd tonight. They're not going to show all the people outside trying to get in. They don't do that. They have the cameras right on my face. I say, fan the crowd just to show them. Look at all the people over here. It's a record in the history of the ship. But they don't show it. They don't show it. No. And I say fan it. I say fan it, and they never, ever fan it. I say fan the crowd. They never fan it. And yet, I guarantee you, that young woman that just got taken out after interrupting us 3 times, I guarantee the cameras will be on her. I guarantee. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. So we talk about the media, and by the way, some of the media is terrific, but most of it, 70%, 75%, is absolute dishonest, absolute scum. Remember that. Scum. Scum. They're totally dishonest people. I had one the other day where I finished the speech and they said, oh, Trump was interrupted and he left early. Like, I spoke like for 45, 50 minutes. I then answered questions, and then I went around and did, everybody knew it was false. Amazingly, there's a media group that calls the media, and the next day they did the most beautiful story about what a lie it was from NBC. She's back there, little Katie, she's back there. What a lie it was. No, what a lie, Katie Turr. What a lie it was from NBC to have written that was a total lie. And they did a story where I didn't know they had a group like this, where they actually criticized the media. And they said it was a total lie. And I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And then other people pick it up. It's NBC, so somebody picks it up. Third-rate reporter. Remember that, third-rate. Third-rate. So I said here, the mainstream media wants to surrender our Constitution and our constitutional rights. And I don't want that. I want ISIS to surrender. Okay? I want ISIS to surrender. Very simple. It's very simple. So here's what happened. It's been a little bit of a controversial day. It's been a great day because the poll numbers are through the roof. I like that. But I have more, I wish we could call. Is there any way we can call the election tomorrow? Wouldn't we love that? Because who knows? Now they're coming at us in full force. They're not coming at me. They're coming at all of us. They're coming at all of us. Because, we have a noisy majority. They used to call it the quiet majority. People are fed up. They're fed up with incompetence. They're fed up with stupid leaders. They're fed up with stupid people. They are fed up with stupid people. Where our president makes a deal for Sergeant Bergdahl, a dirty, rotten, no-good traitor, who, think of it, they knew he was a traitor because a general and a colonel went to see his group. 6 people were killed looking for him, okay? 6 people were killed, young, unbelievable. I watched the parents on television. I've seen the parents, but I watched the parents on television. Devastated. We'll never be the same. They left to try and bring him back. He left. He deserted. In the old days when we were a strong country, it would be boom, gone. It was called desertion. Now, the other day, I heard they won't even do anything to him. Can you believe it? They think he's going to get away with nothing. He's going to have nothing. So he left. Oh, they treated him pretty rough, though. He got in there. He said, I shouldn't have done this. This isn't working out the way I thought. Anyway, so we get him back, and here's the deal we make. We get a dirty, no-good traitor, 6 people killed, trying to find. They get 5 of their greatest killers that they've been after, think of it, for 6 years. In fact, I hear 9 years. So they get these, that right now have gone, they're out on the battlefield, trying to kill everybody in front of them, including you folks, I hate to tell you. So we get Bergdahl, and they get 5 of the killers that they've wanted for many years. That's the way we do it. The Iran deal. We gave them $150 billion. It's called amateur night. We gave them $150 billion. 24 days. 24 days. We think there's something wrong. 24 days we have to wait. But it's much longer than that because there's a whole process before the clock starts ticking. So it could be forever. But the best is where they have the right to self-inspect. Are you doing nuclear weapons over there? Oh, we'll inspect tomorrow. Oh, no, we're not doing nuclear weapons. The Persians are great negotiators. Always have been. And somebody would say that's profiling. Trust me, they're great negotiators. And Kerry is a horrible negotiator, and Obama is a horrible negotiator. Horrible. It's a horrible negotiation. These people are horrible. I always thought Obama would be a unifier. I never thought of him as being like a divider because I said, you know what? I don't think he's going to be a good president. I backed McCain. He lost, by the way. And, you know, I don't blame McCain for losing because a lot of bad things were happening. That was a tough one. But I backed McCain. He lost. I backed Romney. He should have won, but he sort of went away on vacation or something the last month and he lost. And I said, this time I'm going to do it myself. We're not going to lose. We're not going to lose. We're not losing. And the recent Fox poll that just came out has me beating Hillary very easily one-on-one. I love that. I love that. That's so important. So we put out a statement today. We watched this, and it's impossible to watch this gross incompetence that I watched last night. And we put out a statement a little while ago, and these people are going crazy. They won't report it properly. Shall I read you the statement? Donald J. Trump is calling for, now listen, you got to listen to this one because this is pretty heavy stuff, and it's common sense, and we have to do it. Remember the poll numbers, 25%, 51%. Remember the poll numbers. Okay, so remember this. So listen. Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on. We have no choice. We have no choice. We have no choice. According to Pew Research, among others, there is a great hatred toward Americans by large segments of the Muslim population. Most recently, a poll from Center for Security Policy released data showing 25% of those polled agreed that violence against Americans, these are people that are here, by the way, people here, 25, not 1%. By the way, 1% would be unacceptable. 1% is unacceptable. 25% of those polled agreed that violence against Americans here in the United States is justified as part, think of that, as part of the global jihad. They want to change your religion. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Not going to happen. As part of the global jihad, and 51% of those polled agreed that Muslims in America should have the choice of being governed according to Sharia. You know what Sharia is? 51%. Sharia authorizes, and look, this is, it's terrible. Sharia authorizes such atrocities as murder against non-believers who won't convert, beheadings, and more unthinkable acts that pose great harm to Americans, especially women. I mean, you look, especially women. Tough stuff. And we have a president that won't even mention the term. And you're talking about numbers like this. Mr. Trump stated, without looking at the various polling data, it's obvious to anybody the hatred is beyond comprehension of such a big portion. Where the hatred comes from and why we will have to determine. We're going to have to figure it out. We have to figure it out. We can't live like this. It's going to get worse and worse. You're going to have more World Trade Centers. It's going to get worse and worse, folks. We can be politically correct and we can be stupid, but it's going to get worse and worse. Until we are able to determine and understand this problem and the dangerous threat it poses, our country cannot be the victim of horrendous attacks by people that believe only in jihad. These are people who only believe in jihad. They don't want our system. They don't want our system. And have no sense of reason or respect for human life. They have no respect for human life. That's all right. He sounds like he's very exhausted. It's all right. He's tired. So, they have no respect for human life. So we have to do something. Now, we can be weak, we can be ineffective, we can be foolish. It's all right. That's all right. I'm sure he's a nice person. I'm sure he can be reasoned with. Be very gentle. You know, whenever I'm tough, the press says, oh, he was nasty. Whenever I say be very gentle, they say, he's not as strong as we thought he was. Can't win. So I try and cut it down the middle. I try and cut it down. Be very nice. So, prior to Paris, which was a disaster, which, by the way, if some of the people in those places where it was slaughter, absolute slaughter, had guns, you wouldn't have had the carnage that you had in Paris. You wouldn't have had that carnage. If they had guns, you wouldn't have had that carnage. So important, the Second Amendment, we have to preserve it and cherish it, and we can't let these weak leaders diminish it. If they had guns in Paris, if 5 people in that room, Paris and France has probably the toughest gun laws anywhere in the world. And it was like target practice. Come over here, boom. Come over here, boom. People are sitting by the hundreds, and many others are going to be dying. They're sitting in a hospital, in many cases, waiting to die. Now, same thing a few days ago in California. No guns. We didn't have guns. The bad guys had the guns. And these young people, and I tell the press, you got to stop calling them masterminds. These are dirty, rotten scum. These aren't masterminds. Remember the guy in Paris with the big dirty hat? Remember the guy in Paris? The mastermind. I was watching all the network. I won't mention who, but some of them disgusted me. The mastermind is on the loose. And we have kids that are watching the internet, and they want to be masterminds. And then you wonder, why do we lose all these kids? They go over there. They're young. They're impressionable. They go over. They want to join ISIS. And we have our anchors. I think I got them mostly stopped. Did you notice that? I don't hear it too much. But they say, the young mastermind. Oh, he's brilliant. Young man, he's brilliant. I don't even think he's got a high IQ. I call him, in Paris, I called him the guy with the dirty, filthy hat. Okay? Not a smart guy, a dummy. Puts people in there. A mastermind. Bing, bing, bing. They start shooting everybody. You got to be a mastermind. So the press has to be responsible. They're not being responsible because we're losing a lot of people because of the internet. And we have to do something. We have to go see Bill Gates and a lot of different people that really understand what's happening. We have to talk to them, maybe in certain areas, closing that internet up in some way. Somebody will say, oh, freedom of speech, freedom of speech. These are foolish people. We have a lot of foolish people. We have a lot of foolish people. We've got to maybe do something with the internet because they are recruiting by the thousands. They're leaving our country. And then when they come back, we take them back. Oh, come on back. Where were you? I was fighting for ISIS. Oh, come on back. Go home. Enjoy yourself. When they leave our country and they go to fight for ISIS or any of the other groups, they never come back. They never can come back. They never can come back. They can never, ever, ever, ever come back. It's over. How about that? And now they become radicalized. They're totally radicalized. And how about the woman? She was in Pakistan, then Saudi Arabia. She comes in on an engagement deal. And she radicalized the guy. Probably a guy couldn't get women. I don't know what the hell his problem was. It's probably the first woman he's ever had. I don't know what was going on. But he became radicalized quickly. Notice how easy it is? He becomes radicalized. And then they go on a spree. Folks, those days are over. Those days are over. We have to be tough. We have to be smart. We have to be vigilant. Yes, we have to look at mosques, and we have to respect mosques. But yes, we have to look at mosques. We have no choice. We have to see what's happening. Because something is happening in there. Man, there's anger. There's anger. And we have to know about it. We can't be these people that are sitting back like in the World Trade Center, like so many different things. We can't be people that knew what was going on 2 weeks ago in California. Probably for months they knew what was going on, and they didn't want to tell anybody. We can't be that. We have to be strong. When we see violations, you have to report those violations, and quickly. You don't worry about profiling. I promise I will defend you from profiling. I promise. So when I started this whole quest, who knew it was going to turn into this? It's been an amazing thing. No matter where I go, I have tremendous crowds. Packed